Steve Rhind, president of Infiniti Canada. Steve, thank you for coming to the Carrasco Show.
Hey, Greg. Yeah, thanks very much. Thanks for having me.
Oh, no, my pleasure. I talking to Miled a little while ago. There was a lot of exciting news coming down the pipeline for both Nissan Canada and Infiniti Canada. But, it's important for people to recognize that Infiniti is probably one of the luxury market's best kept secret. I mean, I was selling Infinitis in the early 90s when the Q45 or the I30 and I35, were being sold. And, it was a quirky luxury Japanese manufacturer. And, I think that a lot of that air of exclusivity is coming down the pipeline, especially with the new introductions. But Steve, as the president of Infiniti Canada, I want my audience to get to know you. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, Steve?
Sure. Yeah. Thanks, Greg. I guess you know what I've been in the auto industry for over 20 years, and I'm started off because I'm just a car guy at heart and just love cars, and so I worked for two different OEMs, and then ultimately I worked for an ad agency, and then actually ended up with Nissan back in 2013. And I started there. I was the chief marketing manager for the crossovers and the Leaf at the time, and then moved over to become the director of marketing for Nissan after that, and then took over as the managing director for Infiniti just this past June. So, always been in the car industry, just an absolute car nut, and really love this opportunity because it kind of, as you were talking about, Infiniti, just such a great brand that I think is maybe a bit of a best-kept secret in a lot of cases, and customers kind of like it that way, that it's got something really unique that others don't, not everybody knows about it, or not everybody gravitates to it. So I think there's something really special there.
I do, and what I can tell you is that every time I get inside the QX80 that I'm driving these days, I know that it's a very, very soft flex. You can flex aggressively, and not everybody knows what you're driving. But the product is phenomenal, and some of the things that I can tell you that I have seen from an operations standpoint with your influence is that the marketing aspect of Infiniti is certainly changing. The programs are there, the new looks are there, and I can see how this is given a new, there was a new invigorated attitude that we have with Infiniti right now. But, what I really want to know, Steve, is that what's coming down the pipeline. We keep seeing this QX55, and I know that a lot of people used to love the Infiniti FX, the FX35, the FX45, the FX50. Is this the new FX? If that's what Infiniti's trying to do with the QX55?
Yeah, no, I think you're onto something there. I mean, at the end of the day, I would say that the FX really is the design inspiration. I think they're different vehicles for sure, but as you know, like the FX really kind of created this coupe luxury SUV segment way back when in 2003. So kind of established that, and there's a lot of customers that just love the look of a coupe, but they need something a bit more. And so really this was us bringing back something that appeals to people because they just love the design of it. But it's still got that practicality when you need it, and I had a chance to be with one the other day. And what's amazing about it is how much space there actually still is on the inside. So it's got these gorgeous lines. But then when you need the hatch and you need some space, like there's still so much space in there. So it just gives you the best of both worlds in so many ways. So I think, what's also cool about it is that it's something that, although I would say that Infiniti is maybe a bit understated, this one stands out a bit more. It's a little more provocative in its look and feel, and I think that's going to appeal to people as well. So we're excited.
I think that provocative is a good word to use. And folks, if you haven't seen the new QX55, you should probably look it up and be blown away by those looks. I mean, the lines are absolutely stunning. It's been a little while since Infiniti's come up with something this aggressive. I think that the last one was the Q60. The Q60 coupe is so sexy in the front end, and I think that there's a lot of similarities in the front end between the Q60 and the QX55. Would you agree to that with that statement?
Yeah, you're right, definitely. The shape of the grille and how bold it is, and then even the bumpers are very aggressive, so it gives it that sports car feel. And then as you come around the back, that's when you start to see more of the FX influence, especially in the back three quarters. So it's got, again, that great combination, and then when you get a chance to see the inside, I mean, it's gorgeous, and there's a new Monaco red interior option, which has got it's a two-tone color, and it really just takes it up a notch.
Yeah, I've seen the pictures and it's absolutely stunning. Now, I have to ask you this because, this, although it's the best-selling vehicle that Infiniti has, it has been a little bit long in the tooth for a while. And although it's one of the best vehicles within the segment, and anyone that knows anything about cars cannot refute this point, that as beautiful as it is, it was due for a redesign. The QX60, there is a new one coming down the pipeline, and I cannot tell you how excited I am about this new product. Can you tell me a little bit more about it?
For sure, yeah. So we unveiled the QX60 monograph, which is really a design study or really the design inspiration for what the new one will look like. And I can tell you, the new one looks very close to what that monograph is. And it's really starting to redefine the Infiniti look and taking it into the next decade, if you will. And so, as you said, it's such an important vehicle for Infiniti. It's our number one selling vehicle. And I think that's because of the style that it brings, the equipment that you have for great value. It's really it's a luxury vehicle, so it's not inexpensive, but it's for what you get, it's a great value. And this new one, we're super excited about it because it just looks gorgeous, and it'll be very close to what you saw in the monograph. But again, it'll take it to the next level in terms of equipment that we'll have available for the customer. So
the million-dollar question is this: when?
Yeah.
When is it coming? Yes.
It's coming later this year. We will unveil it. You will see it in May of this year, the final production version, and then it'll be on sale later on this year. And I can't get more specific yet with that, but I'll have to come back maybe and give more specifics when I can.
You have to. And folks, if you're in the market in that segment, I mean, we're talking X5, we're talking MDX, we're talking Q5. This is certainly going to disrupt that entire segment because, even though the current QX60 is been, a staple in Infiniti showrooms for a few years now, we are still selling a ton of them, and simply just because of the luxuries combined with the absolute best value within the segment. So Infiniti knows this, and until the new one comes out, the QX60 is quite a reasonable option for anyone that is still looking at those vehicles. Now, you're a marketing person. That's how I met you. Being the marketing person for Nissan Canada. Now, how do you see? What is your vision for Infiniti Canada, for Infiniti as a brand, and when it comes to a luxury, brand, where does Infiniti fit within the luxury landscape?
Yeah, I think. Well, at the essence, what I believe Infiniti is really about is this combination of power and elegance. Because we've got these cars that have amazing performance, but at the same time, there's a uniqueness in the design and there's an attention to detail that really are unique. And there's that essence of Japanese luxury that comes across in all of our products that I think that's really what helps us carve out our own unique place. And, I think that's ultimately what you're going to see as we go forward here, as each product rolls out. The QX55 has a bit of that. The new QX60 will have more of that, and further on as we go. So, really it's about bringing those amazing products. The other piece would be about providing exceptional customer service. And really that goes out without saying to some extent with a luxury customer. That's what they're expecting. But what we want to do is make sure that we really evolve and give the customer what they're looking for and be able to deal with the customer in the way that they're comfortable, whether that's online, whether that's in our dealerships, be flexible and be accommodating to what the customer needs and really be a leader from that perspective. So,
well, I can speak for personal experience. I mean, Infiniti Canada was one of the first car manufacturers that created a new position, the customer experience manager, just to address the consumer on a one-on-one basis. And that really started to set Infiniti apart from everyone else. But, I cannot hide the excitement, Steve, of seeing all the new product coming down the pipeline. But, in the car industry, we often forget this. Most problems are solved with new product.
For sure,
most problems, and I think that just coming out of the lockdown, coming out of the pandemic, I think that the timing is absolutely right for Infiniti to be introducing all this new product. Now, when is the QX55 going to be hitting the showrooms? Do you have a bit of indication now?
Yes, yeah. Actually, the production starts next week, if you believe it, and we will be announcing pricing later this month, and then the first ones we expect to be arriving in Canada in early April. So it'll be basically once we announce the pricing later this month, you'll be able to order one, directly online through a dealer, and then take delivery in early April. So it's coming, very close.
I think it's going to be here for the hot spring market, and after the lockdown is lifted,
Absolutely.
and all that pent up demand is coming knocking at our doors. I think that we are just literally knocking it out of the park with all this new product that's coming down the pipeline. But this is Steve Rhind, folks. He is the managing director of Infiniti Canada. And Steve, just like I said to Steve Millet earlier, this is your platform. You can come on the show anytime you need to communicate anything to the entire listenership here of the Carrasco show across the country, because we can be heard from Newfoundland all the way to Vancouver. And is anything that you need to communicate, this is your platform. You're welcome to come back anytime. Thank you so much for joining the show, Steve.
Oh, that's excellent. Thank you very much, Greg. Great to be here.
Thank you, Steve.
Take care.